All right, guys. Well, winter kind of hit again, oddly enough. So we're gonna have to wait another week or so to get riding temperatures again. But I wanted to do a little 6-month review on the Mazda 3 GT hatch. Yeah, I want to tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it. Just washed it for the first time. Well, not the first time, but took out the floor mats and kind of gave it a good wash. So let's get into it. All right, like I said, I've washed the car many times, obviously, in the 6 months I've owned it, but the first time touching the interior, as it's been winter and I have been very meticulous with it, so it hasn't really needed it at all, but I figure when you're switching seasons, it's kind of a good idea. So if you see me fumbling with the wheel, I do have a broken shoulder, so on my left arm it is healing, couple weeks in. So it's better, but I do find myself like shuffling the steering wheel a little bit more than I normally would. All right, so let's talk about some of the things I love about this car, which, let's be honest, I know a few of the people that are subscribed to this channel now are owners of the Mazda hatch, whether it be the turbo, the all-wheel drive, both, or none, like me. But that's the car I wanted. I wanted the non-turbo front-wheel drive for fuel efficiency reasons and longevity. But things I love about this car: fuel efficiency, the styling, a bunch of things I'm going to get into. But let's just start on one before I kind of get lost track. So the fuel efficiency. This has a Skyactiv engine. I've touched on it before, and it is great for fuel efficiency. It tells you how many cylinders you're using, 2 or 4 or none. When you're in neutral, obviously you're still using all 4. You get what I'm saying. But yeah, the fuel efficiency, one thing, great, absolutely great. I love the fuel efficiency on this car, and I couldn't be happier. I'm coming from Civics. I have had like V6 supercharged Audis, things like that, but I'm a Civic guy, or was a Civic guy. Now I'm very much so a Mazda guy. But fuel efficiency was great. I was really worried. It's been great. Styling of this car, amazing. Interior and out, you can really tell Mazda put a lot of money into the styling of this car. And when I'm talking about styling, I'm talking about like integration of the media and GPS controls, because they are spot on. I've had this car for about 5-6 months, but after a month of owning this car, I could do everything. Eyes on the road, still do everything. The one-touch maps button and music button, like, it's just, they did a lot of research, and it shows. So another thing I love about this car is the driving feel. The driving feel is absolutely superb. Lower speeds, it's very direct, but lower speeds you really feel a lot of the road, which I like. You know, it gives you more road feel. You know what's going on. You know if you're on a shitty road or a good road. And this isn't an airbagged car. This isn't a bagged suspension car. This isn't a Mercedes-Benz AMG. It is a Mazda. This is a Mazda 3 Premium, and let me tell you, it is an amazing car. This car is... There's only one thing I don't like about this car, and this is after living with it for 6 months, and that is the piano black trim in the center. That is the only thing I don't like about this car. The exterior stylings are absolutely beautiful. I don't know who they have designing and working at Mazda and making these choices, but whoever it is drives cars, drives a lot, and knows what they're doing, knows what they're talking about. This car drives amazing, looks amazing, cheap to own. The cost of entry is a little bit high on these premium models, but you could get a base model or a GX and save a lot of money and still have all the pluses I'm talking about. All the pluses. And you know, this car really is, it's just hard to beat. It's so hard to beat this car. I struggle to think of a better daily driver. And when I say daily driver, yes, all the regular categories fall into place, but also cost. Cost matters to me. I want a really nice car that drives well, that looks great, that has a Bose sound system, that has a great manual transmission, but is cheap to own. I don't want oil changes costing me 200 bucks. I don't want to have to go in for service every other week. But I'm gonna get a sub, I'm gonna get a sandwich, and then we are gonna get back up on the road and we are gonna get driving. So I will be back with you. These girls are looking at me like I'm crazy with the GoPro strapped to my head. You're gonna expect to get some of those looks. Sandwich is secured. Oh yeah, I forgot my helmet was in here. Oh no you don't. Oh no you don't. This guy's trying to get out before me. Yeah, so like I said, I don't really know anything I could really talk shit about with this car. This guy's gonna force me to drive through a pothole. That's the biggest yawn I have ever seen coming out of that owner of the truck. I can't think of anything I absolutely would change about this car. Like, I absolutely don't. For me personally, it just checks every box, and I've kind of said this, but this is after, let me kind of, oh, that's nicer. And this is after 6 months of use, right? Like, I've driven this car every day, 6 months, inside and out, and I have zero complaints. Here's the fuel efficiency thing. See, 2 cylinders, 4 cylinders, no cylinders. So, yeah, you know, I love this car. I fall more in love with it every day. I would love to put a set of lowering springs to drop it like an inch, but that's like the only thing I would do to this car. And to be honest, it already is kind of low, pulling in and out of like malls or parking lots in general. So I don't know if that would be the best choice, but yeah, I love this car so much. I love the transmission. I love everything about it. I love that it's not touchscreen. I think the newer ones, you have the option of turning on and off touchscreen, but I love it so much. I love it so much. If you're in the market for a great car that's extremely versatile, great on fuel, all of that, it's hard to beat this car. It's hard to beat this car. And if you go for the base model, right? So you're not the premium, not the manual, not the GT, you're getting so much bang for your buck. So much bang for your buck. And I think it's kind of hard, close this so people don't think I'm crazy. I think it's kind of hard to beat it. I really, really do. So if you find yourself in the position of, okay, good, that's such a blind corner, I hate that, of being able to pick up Mazda hatch, go for it. Go for it. Mazda seems to be going down a different path of switching from a econo-box car brand to a at least semi-premium like Acura or Lexus or Infiniti car brand. And you know, it's hard. Like, I was dating this girl for a little bit who was really into cars. She had an ST, or she had a WRX, a newer one, a couple years old. And I told her I sold my car, I got a Mazda. And she's like, Mazda? And I said, yeah, to be honest, this is the best car I've ever owned. And she couldn't believe me. And then when I saw her, she said, to be honest, more and more people I talk to are saying the Mazda is the best car they've driven. And, you know, they bought a Mazda and they absolutely love it. And for me, I get it. I get it. I was one of those people that was like, ugh, Mazda? But when I was looking for a new car, I, for the first time, didn't have my heart set on something and was wide open. And this is what I got. I did my research, I paid attention, and I made one of the smartest choices I think I have ever made. Which, coming from me, says a lot. Well, I guess it doesn't say much. I don't make the smartest decisions, but yeah, I could not be happier. I love it. I even like the way the car sounds. You know, it's a 2.5 liter. It's nothing special, but it sounds good. When it's idling, it sounds throaty. It sounds good. Steering wheel, wrap, the touch points are all amazing. You just really can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong with this car. So now that we're pulling back in, I'm gonna edit this up. I hit my camera. I'm gonna edit this up and post it. And I went way too far on my entry. But yeah. Amazing car, amazing car. Navigation, great. Heads up display, great. Bose sound system, great. Manual transmission, amazing. So, you know, I don't have anything. I wish the cup holders maybe were, I don't know where else you'd put them. But yeah, go test drive this car at least. Go check it out. If you're looking for a cheap to own, great car, looks great, drives great, cheap to own, cheap to own, cheap to own. That's huge. Especially when we're talking about a daily driver. You know, I have my motorcycle that sits in a garage most of the year, but this does not. So thanks for watching. And I know, like I said before, a lot of my subscribers messaged me or commented on the last video saying they own this car and they absolutely love it. I remember one guy said it does feel like a special vehicle, and it does. When you're driving in this car, it feels very special. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys.